What's going on, everyone? My name is Vinny BB and welcome back to some CS2. And in today's video, as you can tell by the background and the title, I will be teaching you smokes on the map of Ancient, and we'll be doing it only from T-side. Before we get started, all smokes will be timestamped in the description down below, so if you want to hop to one, go right for it. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I used to never play Ancient back when it came out in CSGO, but then it started growing on me. I started playing more in Premier and Comp in CS2, and actually a little bit in CSGO as well towards the end. And you know what? I might miss an alternative to a smoke or a certain smoke, but please let me know if I did. I started learning these last night, so hopefully these smokes will help you execute A site, B site, or even mid. And obviously you can underhand, overhand smokes wherever. I'm just going to show the lineup so it makes those executes for sites easier. If you guys have been enjoying the content, be sure to like and subscribe. We have one more smoke map coming out, and then we have all the other nades and other types of videos coming out here in the future. So if you guys found this helpful at all, please like and subscribe. And if you want to follow me on Twitch, link is in the description down below. We give a skin away every night. I am live with CS2 majority of the time during the nighttime, so if you want to see me come play, come join the stream. And if you say you're from YouTube, I'll probably piss my pants, but that's awesome. And without further ado, let's get right into it. We're going to play, we're going to go into practice, we're going to go into Ancient, and we're going to turn on warm up, ammo, camera, and get right into it. Starting off on A site, I'm going to show you how to smoke off back headshot here for anybody who's holding hit this with an AWP or an AUG or an M4 or whatever it may be. So what we're going to do right before we get into the A hallway here, all we're going to do is go up to this corner and we're just going to crouch. And this is very specific. So we have these 3 holes on this leaf right here. We're going to aim at the right side of the very top hole. So right around this area, and we're going to stay crouched and we're just going to jump throw and release. So in one motion, we jump throw and release, and we're going to follow this smoke all the way here. And say if I'm playing back here with an AWP and I get smoked off, the smoke completely covers me. If I move right to the wall, I can't see anything. I have to hide in the smoke. I can swing out of the smoke. Just be very careful that anybody could be hiding back here, you know, back plat, on top, inside the smoke. So just be careful about that. This could flush them off that headshot. They can't see you, so you guys can come out of A-halls, but just be very careful of that. Next up, I'm going to be showing you how to smoke off Temple from outside of A. So for this, you have to be very precise about it. What we're going to do is come up to this 3rd fern that is up against this brick, I guess, wall. And we're going to come up against the plant and push ourselves against the wall. And all we're going to do is look at the right side of this brick here. We're going to aim around this area from where like this line is to where this brick is. So about right around in this area here. And all we're going to do is hold our smoke out and we're just going to jump throw. And as we jump throw and release, we'll see that the smoke will bounce and it will land in front of Temple. Say if I'm on CT and I'm playing in Temple, the volumetric smoke is doing its work. I cannot see in front of the Temple. Like, I can't see through the Temple whatsoever. So, you know, people can hide on the smoke from sight. You know, they could sit out here and wait for the smoke to die out and get a pick. Just got to be very careful with that. The volumetric smoke does do its wonders. And it does smoke off Temple. So, anybody who's holding you from there, you guys can easily take sight once you have everything else on the site cleared out. Another way you could smoke off Temple is by coming up to this brick wall or brick plant thing over here outside A. And all we're going to do is put up our body right up against to where this line of plants is. And all we're going to do is aim at this middle part of this first line from this edge of the brick. So this is the top of the building. We're going to come to the first line, and as you can see with my crosshair, it is going to be around this area right here. So right in the middle. I know it's kind of hard to see, but you just got to make your best judgment here. You know, you got to get a little closer to the screen just to make this work. So we're going to hold out our smoke, and all we're going to do is jump throw. So as we jump throw, we're going to work our way all the way over to Temple, and you can see the smoke lands underneath the rubble. And all we're going to do is just stand here. And once the smoke pops, and give it a couple seconds because volumetric smoke, you know, not everyone just sprints out the site really quick. So we got to wait. So, you know, I can kind of see backside, but then again, if you're a T side who's going to plant, why would you ever run to this back corner? But then again, the volumetric smoke does its wonders. Obviously, watch out for sight. Anybody could be hiding in the smoke. You just got to check out for that. But as a T side, if you're running towards this corner, why would you ever? Now I'm going to show you 2 ways on how you could smoke off CT on the A site. So while we're outside A, all we're going to do is come up to this corner here, and we're just going to crouch, and we're going to aim at this middle part where these 2 buildings meet, just right around in this blue area here, and we're going to hold out our smoke. While crouched, we're going to release, crouch, and jump throw at the same time. So in one motion, release, crouch, and jump throw, we're going to see that the smoke will land CT, and I'll show you from both perspectives. So once this smoke pops, is a little bit deeper, it'll pop out, and then once the smoke gets popped, you know, you can't see as a CT over here. You can't see through it. You have to go through a temple. You could sit in the smoke, which you have to be very careful of because anybody could sit in the smoke. But once you peek out, you're kind of exposed to everyone who is on the site. So that is one effective smoke you can do. The other one is a little bit more simpler if you don't want to crouch and jump throw it. All you're going to do is come up, once again, outside of A. We're going to come up to this middle part of the stairwell here, the like edge of the stairwell, and we're going to aim right around this blue area here, basically where this like building meets like the green area here, just to right around this like general area. It doesn't have to be perfect because it will land CT anyways. All we're gonna do is hold out our nade and just jump throw regularly. So in one motion, we throw that again, and you can see that this smoke will also land CT. It'll land a little bit deeper, but as like the last smoke that I showed, this one will pop. You can't see through it. And if you're on a T side, just you gotta make sure that no one's gonna push through this. You gotta make sure that the smoke is not, doesn't mean you're completely covered. Someone could be hiding in it. Someone could like run out of it. You know, you just gotta be very careful about that. And that's two ways you can smoke CT. Next up, I'm gonna show you how to smoke off the hallway towards Donut. Now, a lot of people call it something completely different. There's a bunch of call outs for this, but I personally call it Donut. I'm gonna show you how to smoke off the hallway so you guys can get that A plant down, so no one who's playing in here can like swing out and get you, and so you guys can't plant the bomb. For this, you're gonna come outside of A and you're gonna go to the left side of this part of the stairwell here. So we're gonna be lined up with this edge of the stairwell, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna aim in the middle part of these bricks, on the lighter part of the bricks. We're gonna aim right in the middle part of it, and all we're gonna do is jump throw. Now, as we jump throw, we'll watch the nade actually bounce off the back of the temple here, or the top of the temple, my bad. And if we're a CT playing here, we cannot see through it. And if we're on site here, we just got to make sure that no one is going to spray us, you know, no one's going to push through it. And this is a very effective smoke once you have CT smoked off, and once you have Donut smoked off, or temple as well. You know, once you have the entire site, you can get that easy plant down, you know, plant in the corner, plant safe, you know, plant behind the boxes, wherever it may be, so you guys can take that A site and win the round. Moving on to mid, I'm going to show you a couple ways on how you could smoke off top mid. So you can do this one off spawn. All we're going to do is come up to this pillar right here, get right up in the middle part of it, and we're going to aim at this very specific line here on this arch. We're going to aim right in the middle of it, put our crosshair right in the middle. All we're going to do is hold our nade and jump throw. Now, it'll take some mental notes that you have to throw it from there. And as you can see, it is completely smoked off. Anybody who's playing, you know, top mid can't see whatsoever. So you guys can take that mid advantage, you know, mid towards Donut onto A. Another way you can throw this mid smoke from off spawn is a little bit more difficult, but I'm going to show it anyways. What you're going to do is come up to this plaza sign here, and all we're going to do is aim between these two leaves right here. I know, very specific. And the way I see it is like they look like two leaves by themselves towards like the top, towards the sky. So all I'm going to do is aim in between them and just jump throw. And as we can see, if we go through mid, it will bounce off the second like long stairwell, and you can see that it completely smokes off. Now, this one's a little bit more difficult. You could try it if you want. I'm just going to put it in this video because, you know, why not? Another way you can smoke off top mid is also from outside of B. We're going to come up to this rubble right behind this box here, and we're going to aim at where this leaf dips downwards, right in this area here. And all we're going to do is hold out our nade and just jump throw. And as we do, this is going to work all the way in the mid. You know, this could throw off the, you know, the CTs, be like, why are they smoking mid? But you guys could push on to B. Or you could do like a mid to B split. It doesn't matter. As you can see, the top mid smoke, boom, completely pops, covers everything. And you guys can definitely take up mid to B, you know, do a little B, execute split, you know, something a little fancy. Next up is a very crucial smoke. If you guys want to take like a mid to A execute, and you don't want to be caught off by anybody who's like pushing out cave and, you know, picking off anybody who's playing here, I'm gonna show you how to smoke off this upper B part, outside cave part, just from your spawn. I've been trying to find like different smokes for this, but there's only one particular smoke that does work that you can do off rip and just take that mid to A execute. So for this off spawn, all we're gonna do is come up to the right side of this pillar where it's in the middle of the bridge here, and we're going to line our body up with the right side of it. And all we're going to do is aim at the middle of the tree where it's in line with this like bottom rectangular part of the building here. And don't mistake it for the top part, because the top part, you can see it gets bigger on the tree. So aim right in the middle of the bottom part. All we're going to do is hold our nade, and we're just going to jump throw. Sorry, I had to move my mouse a little bit. I had a little itch in my hand. But as you can see, that it will completely smoke off upper B. And anybody who's playing here, obviously, they can swing through the smoke. But if they do, they'll just fall down. but they can also swing out to the side here. So just be very careful about that. So make your mid to A execute very important. Once you have like top mid smoked and once you have, you know, upper B smoked, you guys can easily take it. And this is a very effective smoke. So I would say this is one of the more important ancient smokes that you really need to know. Next up, I'm going to show you how to smoke off the entrance to Donuts so you guys can take a mid execute. So for the first one, you can do off rip. All you're going to do is come up between the arrow and the B Plaza sign here, right into the middle part of it. And we're going to aim at this part of the archway here. We're going to hold out our nade and jump throw. Now, a lot of the stuff you throw from spawn, you have to take mental note of, because as we throw this one, say for a CT player, and you know, we want to make sure anybody's pushing on mid, well, we actually can't see it. We could push through the smoke. Just be careful about any CTs who push through smoke, and you know, it still gets smoked off. Same thing goes for this smoke as well. We can come up to the right side of this window before we go into mid, come up right to the bottom part of this window, and all we're going to do is aim at the middle part of the rope, and we're just going to normally throw the grenade. And as we can see, that the smoke flies through the air, and it bounces a little bit deeper, which also still works, as you can take a mid execute while this entire thing gets smoked off. So one of them is a little bit shallow. It comes out to like here, but the other one gets a little bit deeper into Donuts. So this is great for mid execute, or if you want to go like mid to B, or something super really crazy like plays that you can do to win your premier games or your comp games. Moving on to B side, I'm going to show you a smoke that you can use to smoke off the entrance of cave. Now while we're working our way up to the B side, we're actually not going to go through the doorway just yet. We're going to come up to this corner, and we're actually going to aim at the bottom decoration here. Bottom, I guess it's a square or circle, whatever it may be. We're going to aim right in the middle of it, and all we're going to do is jump throw or smoke. And after we jump throw, we're going to go over it, and we can see that the smoke bounces off perfectly off both edges of the door. And as you can see, it perfectly covers the entire doorway. It's like one big smoke screen door. And say for a CT that we were just playing in here, now we can't even see over it. I can't even see over it, and I don't think you can get on this box in here. So yeah, that is completely smoked off, which is great. All you gotta make sure of is no one pushes out of that area. Before I move on with the video, I gotta let you guys know about these callouts that I use in game for Ancient, that you probably call it something completely different. I call this short, I call this long, and this whole strip back here I call back alley. So I'm gonna use those in the description if you guys want to look at the timestamps on the smokes. But when I'm gonna be doing these smokes, I'm gonna be calling them by those names. You can call them whatever you want to, whatever you call them in game, but I'm gonna call it short, long, and back alley for now. So now we're gonna move on to our short smokes, and I'll have a couple of these. When we are making our way towards B, we're going to go back up to the same corner once again, and we're going to aim at the bottom left of this rectangle here. It doesn't have to be perfect, but as you can see, we're going to hold out our smoke and just jump throw. It doesn't have to be perfect because as we can see that the smoke is going to bounce into short, and just be warned that anybody could be hiding in the smoke. Anybody could be hiding in this cubby here. You just got to watch out for anybody who's going to swing out of it, become a psychopath, and try to get any picks they can. This smoke will cover you, but you know, anybody can run through it, so just be very careful about that. With this other short smoke, what you do is come through the doorway here, and we're actually going to go into this cubby over here. We're going to crouch into this corner, and all we're going to do is aim at the not very top part where it meets the top part of this line here, but a little bit closer to it. I would say about around this area here. And all we're going to do is hold out our smoke and just regularly throw while crouched. And as you can see, this one lands about in the same place as the one last time. And all we're going to see is that this whole thing will get smoked off. It's a little bit closer of a smoke. They could still hide in that cubby and hide anywhere. You know, they could slip out to the side here. You just got to be very careful. You know, watch the smokes once again. And that is all the short smokes I have. Now, I'm going to move on to the long smokes. And for the long smokes, I mean smoking off this area, so any CTs who are playing here cannot play here, cannot see whatsoever. And I'm going to show you how to stop anybody from doing that so you guys can take that site, because this spot is very cheeky. So while we come up to our B entrance once again, right before we get to the doorway, we're going to come back to the same corner. Now this corner is your best friend. And all we're going to do is aim at the middle part of this like brick lantern shaped thing. I don't even know what to call it. Cone. We're going to aim right in the middle of it. All we're going to do is jump throw. It doesn't have to be perfect once again. As we can see, when the smoke pops, say for a CT player, we can't see out the right side. And if we're playing here, we can't do the headshot thing whatsoever. We are stuck in this corner. Once again, if it's smoked, you are covered to plant, but you have to have somebody watch these smokes, because any CT who is a psychopath could run through these. So you just got to be very careful about that. The smoke's a little bit more riskier, but you can actually make this work. So all we're going to do is come up to this corner outside of the cave entrance here, and all we're going to do is aim at this part of like the scaffolding here. We're going to aim a little bit out towards the right, about around this area. Don't make it super far because it'll land way deeper. So just a little bit a ways away from this like black dot of the scaffolding. So right around here, we're just going to throw, and we're going to see that it will bounce, and as a CT member, we get completely smoked off. I can't see anything whatsoever, and once again, if they push out, you got to watch for that. And there you have it. Those are all the smokes for Ancient. Now, I might have missed one or missed an alternative to one. Please let me know if I did. I would love to improve on that. Once again, I'm sorry if I did miss one. I actually got to the nitty gritty of actually learning Ancient smokes, and because I learned it last night and I translated all to you guys today. So hopefully this video helped you and the information that I gave helped out as well. Good luck in your comp and premier games. If you're playing Ancient, if you get that map, you're like, oh. Hopefully these smokes will help you out. And if this video helped, like and subscribe. I have one more smoke map coming out, which is Anubis, which is going to be a little bit more difficult, but it'll be out here soon in the future. And if you just want to subscribe to see any future content on the videos, say like any other nades, CT stuff, and just funny videos in general. So please like and subscribe today. I would really appreciate that. And thank you all for watching. If you guys want to see me play CS2 live on Twitch, the link is in the description down below. I give away a skin every night, so if you want to stop on by, feel free to. And last thing to note, a lot of the smokes in these videos, not in just this one, but all in the recent ones, you know, they all look like the same smokes you see in other videos. That's because these smokes are very useful for, like, universally. Like, no one should be patenting some smokes like, hey, I learned these smokes, these are my smokes. Nope. They're everyone's smokes, and everyone learns the same things. And thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace!